Hi there, I am Sarah Colas. Welcome to the Dressing Up podcast, where we talk about all things bridal, dresses, and general dressing up topics. I love to encourage women to dress up while expressing their personal style with confidence on how to do so. Visit sarahcolas.com to book a bridal alterations fitting or even inquire about designing the custom couture bridal gown of your dreams. I'm so excited to talk to you about this next topic. Let's get started. All right, so here we are with another podcast episode. This is the kickoff to the Real Bride series for this winter. In the off season, I like to spend this time to catch up with brides that I worked with in the past season and just talk about their wedding, talk about how things went, and just kind of have some fun little chit chat. So I'm going to go over the first three brides we have for this series. So the first one is bride Isabelle. She had a Mackinaw City wedding, which was really fabulous. She is a bridal hairstylist herself, which was really fun to hear her perspective. We have bride Rachel. She actually works at Beautiful Day Planning. So interesting that she is a wedding vendor herself. She knows so much about weddings, but it sounded like her wedding day, she was able to fully relax and immerse herself in the bride world. And I'm so happy for her for that. Just the way she talks about her wedding is so dreamy and so sweet. I mean, she's just like an all-around amazing person. She did the vintage redesign service for her mom's 90s wedding dress. Amazing. She's so cool. The last bride we're talking with today is bride Natalie, who also happens to be a wedding vendor. She does photography and videography. So her and I also talk about the unique perspective of what it's like to be a wedding vendor and then a bride, and how that's kind of changed her perspective in her business moving forward. She also has such a positive attitude in general, and we talk a lot about social media, especially comparisons when planning your wedding, and how difficult that is, overwhelming, and even harmful it is to truly compare yourself and your wedding to all of this content that you're seeing thrown at you on social media all the time. So I'm excited to hear a little bit of chit chat from these three brides. I do want to mention a couple of things. If you're a bride that worked with me in the 2025 season or even 2024, and dare I say, even before that, it's totally fine if you're a frequent podcast listener of mine. I want to talk to all of these brides that I've previously worked with. If you're interested in being on this podcast, just like these brides are about to be, please reach out to us. Email is best, and we'll set up a time for you to come into the studio or just do it on Zoom, and you and I will chat and get a little podcast clip together for you. And then if you're a bride that's coming for next season, I want to mention a couple of things. Our calendar doesn't open up until 4 months out. So if you're, say, getting married next fall, you cannot go in and physically book your appointment yet, but you can count back 4 months and then know that that's when the time is that you can hop on the website and actually book your appointments. To go over a couple other things, just alterations in general, your first fitting is going to be 5 to 8 weeks before your wedding date. If you want to come in sooner, you can in the form of a consultation. We just won't actually get started on your dress until 5 to 8 weeks before your wedding. But the consultation is super optional. It's just an additional fitting for you to come in, chat with me about your dress, and we can come up with a game plan, give you rough pricing, send you on your way, and then you'll come back closer to the wedding date. And as always, if you're coming for a fitting, I cannot scream louder from the rooftops. Please try to find our studio by looking for the white mailbox. We have a neighbor that is very close to us that has a very similar looking driveway, but theirs is more prominent, and people get them mixed up all the time. So all you got to know, look for the white mailbox, okay? It's right off of a busy road. So white mailbox is super important. Okay, so this is also quite exciting. We have our third volume of the magazine out. So this is purely just for fun. It's just a fun little read. A lot about my sister's wedding day. She got married in June of 2025, and these are all my sisters here on the front cover. I'm obsessed with this cover. But you can now buy this on the shop page of our website. I'm truly not trying to make a profit. This is at cost, truly, because I just want to get these out to you guys because I think that they're fun. So if you want one, you can just go into the shop page and we'll send you one. In other news, you may have noticed that we're now offering embroidery products, which is super fun. It is a really awesome new embroidery machine that we have that can do lots of fun things. However, we are still learning. So I have products listed on the website of things that we can definitely do for you, and we can tweak them a little bit if you would like. So you can buy them from there. But also, if you're just thinking ahead, you're a bride for next season, know that we do. The garment bags have been super popular, name and wedding date, or just your initials, your monogram, Mrs. whatever, just the word bride, whatever you want it to say. That's really fun. I think that they also make really awesome bridesmaid gifts. Reach out to us via email and we can give you a bulk discount for that. Also, groomsmen gifts, the black garment bags with the groom or groomsman's names on them or initials. That's super fun. I think for bridesmaids and groomsmen, though, you wouldn't want to put the wedding date. You just want to put their name or their monogram or initials, whichever. But regardless, it's been really fun. So just if you're looking for ideas for next season for gifting for people or just like having fun as a bride yourself and just making your experience extra special, you can think about all those products that we have to offer. Also embroidering on your wedding dress, on your veil. We're still kind of experimenting with the veil. So hopefully by the time next season comes around, we'll be up and running with that. But it's been really exciting. So if you have any ideas, email us anytime. We get a lot of questions during the alteration season about custom dresses. Typically, by the time I see you for alterations, it's already too late to make your mom or whoever a custom dress or even custom reception dress for yourself or whichever. And obviously, you already have your main wedding dress, but just know that we do custom dresses. If you're interested in that, please reach out much sooner than later so we can actually get started on that. I will warn you, they are not the budget-friendly option. I love doing alterations, so that's amazing. Find your dresses, and I love doing alterations, but just know that the custom dress option is available as well. One last thing I'm going to lecture you on is the day of styling service that I offer, where I come to your wedding and I help steam all of the dresses out, get them all ready for the photographer. I help you get dressed. I'm there if there's any mishaps. And I can send you on your way to your first look or the ceremony, or I could stay all day long, whichever. I hear really good feedback from brides. It's been really awesome. The thing that breaks my heart is when I'm in the busy season, and let's just say, for example, someone has a Friday wedding coming up in 3 weeks, and she's picking up her wedding dress, and she's like, "Oh, Sarah, I want to do that day of styling. Can you come to my wedding? I know it's last minute, but can we do that?" And I have to say no, because my Friday is already fully booked with 5 other bridal fitting appointments. But had you reached out now, then we could have booked it. So I think even if you're not even sure if you want that or not, just reach out to us through email so that we can do just a little tentative hold, or so we kind of know it's coming, because I absolutely hate when that happens. I'm all for booking last minute. I'm all for it. I just have to be available for it. Okay. So if you're interested in that, reach out sooner than later, but just know it's never too late to ask. Okay. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started talking with some of these brides. First bride up is Isabelle. All right. We have another podcast guest here today. We have Isabelle O'Neil, and you just got married. So did you change your last name?
I did. It's now Makowski.
Yeah. Okay, great. How's that transition been?
Kind of annoying.
Yeah. I've heard that's no fun.
Yeah, and especially because our honeymoon's in January, so I'm like trying to get everything done on time, and it takes a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Before you can travel. Where are you going for your honeymoon?
St. Lucia. Oh, yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Is it a Sandals or
no, it's Zoetry Margot Bay. So I think it's a Hyatt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's beautiful.
That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
I've heard really good things about that.
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay, so Isabelle just got married on October 4th, 2025, and you kind of had a unique location. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so I was looking for anywhere on the water. I wanted something that was kind of like up north, quaint, something that felt like us. And I was just looking online and seeing like what I could find. And I stumbled upon this stargazing house, and I just thought it was so beautiful. It's on the water, it's tucked in the woods, and it was perfect.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah. And it was in Mackinaw City.
Mackinaw City, yep.
Mackinaw City.
Yeah.
So all of our Michigan listeners are totally going to know what that is, but we do have some people across the country and across the world. It's in northern Michigan, and it's an adorable little spot. Across the water is Mackinac Island, which is a cute little island that we love here in Michigan. But she was in Mackinaw City, and you chose this location because it was closer to home for you, right?
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half for most of my family and friends. I kind of was just looking for anywhere in Michigan. It wasn't like specifically that, but it just ended up working out that way.
Yeah. That's probably kind of a fun spot for people to visit.
Oh, it was so fun because we actually did a Mackinac Island day
on
Thursday.
Oh, gosh.
And then, or on Friday, we just had like the whole house to ourselves and just got to hang out. And it was nice to have it like a whole weekend of things to do.
All these activities. I
Yeah.
love it. I want to briefly touch on this because I thought it was so interesting. During your first fitting for your alterations for your dress, we were chatting about where you grew up
Hmm.
and how it was so different from where we live now
Yeah.
or where I've always lived. So I think it was funny. We were talking about the bus system
Yeah.
for your school district
Yeah.
and how wild that was because everyone lives so far apart from each other. You said you would be on the bus for like an hour before
Oh,
school
yeah.
just
I
to
would
get
take my
picked
nap.
up and
Mhm.
yeah. Wow. That's a lot. You graduated with how many people?
It actually is like a decently bigger school because there's so many kids coming from like
So
a
far
45
away.
mile radius.
Wow.
So it was like 300 something. Yeah.
Wow. So you could be like best friends with someone that lives like an hour from you.
Probably like 45 minutes, but yeah.
45, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so back to your wedding. You had a fall wedding. Did you really lean into that fall vibe with the colors and everything?
A little bit, yeah. I had a lot of jewel tones. And then I did do like our signature drinks were a bourbon spritz, and then we had a cider Moscow Mule.
Okay.
So
Nice.
those were that. And then we had like cider donuts and stuff. So I didn't have like pumpkins and all that, but
Yeah.
definitely like a little hint
Yeah.
of fall. Yeah.
Yes. Love that. Love that. If you could relive one moment of your wedding day, what would that be?
Ugh, that's hard.
Yeah,
I just had a lot of fun on the dance floor, to be
yeah. Oh, that's
honest.
great.
Yeah, we had like the best DJ ever.
Really?
DJ
Okay.
Matt Savage, he's the best. He was really great. He just got us all pumped and we had a great time. And so I
Oh,
would choose dancing.
that's so good.
Yeah,
I love that. And remind me where your dress was from.
Becker's Bridal.
It was from Becker's.
Yeah.
Okay, so Becker's is a whole incredible experience in itself, but
Hmm.
you had a beautiful dress. You had straps, which I know we shortened those, took in the sides a little bit, hem and bustle. Did everything go well with the dress?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
it was great.
Good.
It was very comfortable. Like I could move easily, I could sit
You
easily,
could dance
walk, I
easily.
danced, like all of that. Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Okay, so this kind of ties into the next question I want to ask you, which is a question I ask all of my podcast guests, as it is the Dressing Up podcast after all. I want to ask you, what is your favorite item in your closet right now, just in general?
Well, I'm always like wanting to do a closet reboot because I just get sick of my stuff very quickly.
Yeah, yep.
But I've been loving like a platform sneaker lately.
Ooh, okay. I don't
Yeah.
have a pair of those yet.
Okay, they're comfortable
Hmm.
and they go with everything.
Yeah.
So I like a platform sneaker.
What brands do you have or recommend?
I have like the Converse, Nike, or
Okay.
the platform Converse, and then I have Nike ones and I have Reebok ones.
I envision them being just like such a flat piece of foam on the bottom. Are they like actually like cushioned?
They're cushioned,
They're
yeah.
cushioned.
Especially because I'm standing on my feet all day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
having anything platform is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool. Now, you have kind of unique experiences. Being a bride, you're no stranger to this experience
Hmm.
because of what you do for work. So, can you explain to our listeners what you do for work?
Yes. So I'm a bridal hairstylist and I've been doing it now for almost 5 years. And so I've got to see like what every single wedding morning looks like and all the different venues in Michigan and kind of all the dynamics of what could happen on your wedding day. So it definitely prepared me to be a bride and like what that kind of looks like and
Mhm.
how to prepare and vendors to hire and all of that stuff. So it was definitely a bonus when it
Yeah.
came to planning my wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope in no way, shape, or form did it feel like work to you that
It
morning, though.
didn't.
Okay,
No.
good.
And I remember you saying that to me, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
we're not working, we're
We're-
chilling,
Yeah.
we're enjoying our mimosas and the good view and all of that. So it was great.
Good,
Yeah.
good, good, good. And then tell us about your hairstyle that you chose.
Okay, yeah. So that was the hot question of the year.
Yes, I bet.
Yeah, I got asked that every single weekend. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing with your hair? Who's doing it?
Describe it so many
So,
times.
yeah. So
Uh,
I did a high updo, like with a French twist in the back,
mhm,
and my friend Rhonda did it, and she's awesome, and it was perfect. It had a lot of texture and movement, which is what I wanted. I wanted something that felt like me, and that
mhm.
was the perfect style for me.
Curious, after being a bride now and working again after your wedding, do you feel like you have any sort of different mentality or different perspective after being a bride yourself?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I knew that going in that I was going to feel different about how I approach each wedding now
Uh,
because I just know what it's like to be in their shoes a little bit more.
mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I've always like have known kind of what's going on and like have always had a good mentality, but like now it's just a little bit more specific and a little
Yeah.
bit more like, okay, I really know what you're going through now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we need to take a second to have a
Mm-hmm.
break or if
Mm-hmm.
something kind of runs behind, I'm a little more forgiving or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because stuff just happens. Like
Yeah.
you're busy and you're moving and
Yeah.
things.
There's no
So
real dress rehearsal for this kind of thing. You just gotta
no.
wing it as you're going throughout the day.
And it's everybody's first time for the most part.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, very much
Yes.
so. I kind of felt that after getting married. I got married in 2019, but I had already been doing my business for 7 years at that point. But after my wedding, I just had way more sympathy for all my
Yeah.
brides. I'm like, I feel so bad for you, but like I'm so happy for you at the same time. But
Mm.
I'm like, it is stressful. It is so stressful being a bride and planning a wedding and going throughout your wedding day. It just so many things being thrown at you at once. So more
Yep.
sympathy.
I
I
tried
feel.
to avoid asking them the question like, "How's wedding planning going?"
Oh yeah. Mhm.
It's like
It's like,
you get asked that so many times. Like I get it,
yeah,
people are just coming from a
yeah,
genuine place, but it's also
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay,
You know how I felt as a bride too? Someone would ask you that question, like, how's wedding planning going? Just like, at the holidays or whatever. And then you'd like tell them, like, oh, I'm working on like deciding between a band or a DJ, and I'm kind of working on that, not asking for their advice, but they're gonna give it to you.
yeah,
So it's like you get kind of baited into this situation where they're gonna give you advice, and then it's like you feel like people get upset if you don't take their advice,
mhm.
and you just smile and move on.
Too many
Yeah.
chefs in the kitchen is
Yes.
what I say. That's
Yes.
like at hair trials. I'm
Yeah.
like, don't bring a guest because you
Yeah.
need to think about what you want,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and that's what's most important what you and
Mm-hmm.
your fiance want. So,
That is right.
yeah.
Yep. I certainly see that here in fittings. If, people bring multiple people that have opinions that throw the bride off. And I mean, if you're a strong-willed person, you're going to do what you want to do no matter what, but not everyone is. So
Yep.
it's easy to get swayed. Tell me, what was the most challenging aspect of wedding planning?
Making up my mind and sticking to it.
Decision
Yeah.
making.
So
Yes.
like I always knew what I liked and what I wanted, but there were like little things that I could have been a little more stern with or
Yeah.
like I guess like when it came to colors or like the girls' dresses, I'm like, I
Mhm.
know what I like. And then they would order a dress and I'm like, doesn't fit them.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Yeah.
my sister particularly had like it was the tone of her dress. Every time we would order one, it wouldn't be the right color. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh. Yeah.
I hate to be this person, but
Yeah.
like,
It's not gonna work.
it's not gonna work.
You can especially say that to your sister,
Yeah,
though.
no,
That's
I'm
okay.
glad it was my sister
Yeah,
and not
yeah.
my friends
Yeah.
because, yeah.
Yeah. For sure. For
But yeah, I
sure.
would say just picking a decision and sticking with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, on the flip side, going back to what you do for work, do you have any general tips for brides about to get married as far as like wedding hairstyles go?
Yeah, I would just say to choose something that feels like you. Don't do something that feels like totally opposite from you. If you never wear your hair up, don't wear it up.
Yeah.
Don't color your hair like
Yeah.
something that you normally wouldn't and just do something that feels like you and just don't put so much pressure on it. Like hair moves, hair is fixable, like it can be changed and it can be altered to how you like it. So don't like have such a strong opinion and like kind of be more collaborative with your
hmm
stylist to see
hmm
what works with you best.
Gotcha. After being a bridesmaid a couple times too, I've thought of this one question that I'm like, actually, this is a great time to ask a bridal hairstylist. There's often like criteria for the bridesmaids, like you need to come with clean, dry hair. I can't remember what my sister was saying the other day. It was either to air dry it or to blow dry it, but one of the two is she said she didn't want to do it because it makes her hair flatter or something. Can you shed some light onto like what should we be doing?
Okay, so everybody's different, but I personally, and it seems like most prefer when you blow it out, not let it air dry, because when
Okay.
you let it air dry, it's more flat. And
Okay.
then also you need to smooth out like any frizz in your hair or any like curls or kinks.
Uh-huh.
So blowing it out with a blow dryer and maybe some product if your stylist allows that, you have to just
Okay.
check their guidelines.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll let them use like a really light heat protectant or a mousse. Some stylists prefer no products at all.
Okay.
So I prefer like little to no product and
Okay.
then blown out hair.
Are you talking blown out like with a round brush and everything? Because like I mean, even with my short hair, I can't do that. I don't know.
If you can, yes.
Okay.
But at least like blow dry it and get it as smooth as you can.
Okay, as best as we can.
Yeah, not like flat to your head, but like smooth as in like with some volume and like as best as you can.
What if bridesmaid like went to the dry bar and got a nice blowout like 2 days before the wedding?
Perfect. Love
Really?
it.
Just
Yeah.
leave it.
Yeah.
Don't wash it the night before still. Okay.
I say anything within like 24 to 48 hours. It depends on how greasy your hair gets. If your hair's greasy, that's a no.
Yeah.
But I love it when my brides get a blowout the day before, or bridesmaids, whoever.
Because that would be kind of perfect to have the blowout for the rehearsal dinner.
Yep.
And then just go to bed. You're ready?
Yep. Perfect.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to say a huge thank you to my mom and dad, and they were just very helpful with everything, like doing all the DIYs that I had asked for, and they were kind of crazy requests, but they're super handy and crafty, and I knew they could do it. Thank you to Tony's parents as well for contributing and helping out as much as they can, and for everyone who helped set up during the rehearsal. There was a lot of moving parts, especially with a venue that's kind of like a blank slate. So there was a lot to go into it and to think about. And a huge thank you to our coordinator, who she is just a beast, and she just ran the whole day with ease. And for my other friends and bridesmaids that were there to support us and just have a good time. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Who was your coordinator?
Deanna. Her business name is D2 Events. She's great.
Fantastic.
I can't pronounce her last name. It's like Jeanski or something like that, but D2 Events.
D2 Events.
Yeah.
That's great. And what is this crafty project you're talking about with your parents?
Right.
We need an explanation.
Yeah. They built our seating chart. So it was like this really beautiful pink tri-board with like our initials in the middle, and then it had flowers on it, and then there were like the different side panels that had all the names and the tables. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Where is that piece now? Are you gonna like?
I think it might be in the fire pit, but I don't know actually.
We had a good bonfire with it. I love it.
It did fall over when we were cleaning up, so it got a little damaged.
Yeah,
so
we're not intending to like do anything with it.
My siblings might reuse it one day. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, fantastic. Okay, one last thing. Can you tell our listeners how they can find you for their bridal hair?
Yes. So everything across all platforms is Isabelle O'Neil Beauty. That's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, all of that.
Can you spell Isabelle O'Neil for us?
Yes. ISABELLEONEIL.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Isabelle. I am so glad that you were here on the podcast today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right, thanks. Next up is bride Rachel. So we have wife Rachel here today. What was your wedding date again?
10/25.
10/25, 2025. Fantastic. Okay, so you just got married and I helped you with alterations on your wedding dress and then also your mom's dress, which was so much fun. What was she, 1990?
1990.
Okay, let's just dive right into it. So you wore the whole like corset bodice and poofy sleeves part of your mom's wedding dress, and then you bought on Etsy just like a simple skirt to wear underneath it, which turned out so cute.
Yes, like literally matched perfectly.
Yay. So good. And your mom really loved it too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When she saw it, because I was teasing her so much, I was like, I'm going to cut off the sleeves. I'm going to alter the whole top. And she lost it. She saw me. She goes, you kept the sleeves. It was her favorite part. And she like just melted into a puddle.
I feel like that became a core memory for you.
100%.
Like you're going to be able to like relive that moment so many times over. So that's so fun. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to run through some questions with you today. I'm going to start with this question I ask all of my podcast guests, which is, what is your favorite item in your closet right now, just in general?
Oh, favorite item. I have this, well, they're like pants, but they're Lulu pants. But I just love how they're like cinched at the waist and you can dress them up and dress them down. Like I can wear them and look super cute, like going out with friends, or you can dress them up like for work. You can dress them like, I just like that they're versatile because that's how we work today. Like you go here, you go there, and like you got to be able to make them work. I like, you know, that kind of a thing.
That's right. Are they like a stretchy pant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice.
All about it. You have to have comfort in the pants. I'm not about the restriction.
Yeah.
Not about it.
Yeah. It probably helps with all of the jobs that you have, actually.
That's what I mean. You have to be versatile. From 1 hour to the next, life changes. So
Can you share with us all of your jobs?
I teach middle school math. I coach a varsity dance team. I assist and now will be leading weddings, planning them, and judge dance competitions.
I mean, is that it?
For now, I guess. Yeah.
I love that. Those are some very unique, like overwhelming and slightly fun and overwhelming all jobs.
They don't all happen all at once. Some do. Like right now,
Yeah.
it's like school and dance team. Weddings are now slowing down for the season. So that's nice.
Well, the dance competition season and wedding season are kind of opposites, right?
Pretty much.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that works
So
out.
that's nice.
Do you travel for the dance competition judging?
Judging, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I travel all over the United States.
Oh my
Like
God.
I've been as far as California and I go to the opposite end this year of New York. So like literally both sides of the country. And I'm going north to North Dakota this year. Never been there judging.
That is so cool.
We'll see what's there.
What do you wear? What do you wear for that?
Oh,
as a judge?
so you are expected to look very professional and dressed up. So like I like to wear, I'm a fun pants girl, so like big, fun, like high-waisted pants and heels and a nice top or a cute dress, but it's got to be long because you're sitting all day. So it's got to be like long enough and comfortable, nothing too itchy or things like that. So, but then you get to have lots of fun or a good jumpsuit. Love me a jumpsuit. Super fun.
Wow. I mean, I could have a whole episode just asking you questions.
I have a
It's so
very
unique.
large closet.
Yeah.
Necessary. That's what I tell my husband. Very necessary.
That is right. That is right. Okay, so getting back to your wedding day, if there was one moment on your wedding day that you could relive, what would that be?
Well, our first look, first of all, the photographer looked at me and he goes, "We're driving you somewhere." And I was like, "Where are we going?" They drove us to this cute little like outlook ridge kind of a spot. And it had this beautiful little like wooden fence, big golden yellow leaf tree up top. And Justin was standing out looking over, looking at the pond, and I was coming up behind him. And it was just this serene moment. And I had to walk back and forth several times for photo and video, which I get. And he was a trooper and stood there looking at the water. And I'm sure he was thinking of a lot of things. But when he finally turned around, and I think that's why he saw me in my mom's dress the night before. I think he got a little panicked as to what my dress looked like.
Okay, he's like, what?
He turned around.
No sleep.
No, he goes, "Oh, you look like you."
Oh.
I laughed, so I'm crying and I'm laughing, and it was just
Like, what were you expecting?
I was like, of course it looks like me. What would I look? I'm not gonna look like my mom.
Oh.
Oh, it was the cutest moment.
That's such a relief that your guy wanted you to look like you. That is really cute. Like, if you really think
That
about it.
he like I turned around and he was like, "Okay, that's
That's my bride.
that's what I pictured."
That's
Like,
so cute.
yeah,
He did good.
he did. That was a good moment.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, what has been the most challenging aspect of wedding planning?
Mine's making decisions. Because when you're in the wedding industry, you see so many different ideas. I'm like, I love this, I love that. And now it's finally my turn. And I go, I don't know. I don't know. And I look at Justin and I said, "What do you think?" He's like, "Oh, whatever you like." I'm like, that's not what I'm asking. I need you to help me pick. Like there's so many options for so many things. And that truly like the amount of options is almost overwhelming. And that then it's like choosing what you want for you, not like, well, that was good for them, but what do I want for me? It's honestly a tough choice sometimes for a lot of things.
It's so easy to answer questions for other people,
Mhm.
but when you're the person needing the answers, it's like, oh, I totally feel you there. I felt that when planning my own wedding too. I was like, I can design a dress for someone else all day long, but for myself, that's like so much harder.
And it was the same when I went dress shopping. I'll never forget the first shop I walked in. She's like, "Okay, what are you looking for?" I said, "I don't know. I've seen everybody and everything. I don't know what I want." Like I said, decisions, they're hard.
Wedding planning is essentially just one decision after another. So
Truly.
it's a tough one.
And you can't make another decision until you do this decision. So it's a sequence of decisions.
A lot of them.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. What was your wedding venue again?
Addison Oaks, the Bill
Oh,
Estate. Mhm.
Did you like everything there? How'd it go?
Was just so like cozy for the fall. And that's why we
Yeah.
liked it. Like
Oh.
the dark wood and the big windows.
The
Like
perfect time of year for that.
yes. And it stayed light even until like 6:30 in the evening. So it was still light enough to like see outside when everyone was inside with all the candles and the light. Like it was beautiful, cozy, which is what we wanted. It was perfect for it.
How was the perspective? Not only are you a wedding vendor, but I feel like being a coordinator, you know so much about weddings, but then going and being a bride yourself and living through your day. Did at any moment it like feel like work, or how do you think your perspective was different being a bride that has experience with this? What are your thoughts?
I think I planned so much ahead of time, which is what we do for our brides too. Like by the time you get there, you're like, everything should be fine. Like everything has a plan in place. And that's like, we were reminiscing the other day. One of the brides we worked with, we had gotten all the way to like her grand entrance. And she's like, you guys, I haven't had to think all day. And I was like, well, that's our job. You know, like that's what we do. And I said, I felt the same way. By the time I went to my grand entrance, and my coordinator, Jenny, was like, all right, are you ready? And I was like, already? Like, it's time. I hadn't had to think or worry about anything. And so, like, yeah.
That's amazing. It's just basically like a lot of hand holding. Like, here, come this way. We're gonna do your first look. Here, come this way. We're gonna cut your cake.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
that's so great.
Yeah.
It was probably so fun for Jenny to be there on your wedding day too.
We had a blast.
Like having you as a bride would probably be so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. And her daughter was able, we had a kids club. We had a lot of children under the age of 5. And so her daughter and her friend were able to come around the little kids room for them and be like attendants so that they have someone while their parents could also enjoy. And they ran coloring and ball pits and all kinds of fun things.
Was this in like a room, like just off to the side? How amazing.
I saw that room when I was doing like my little tour of the venue, and I was like, yep, I want it.
That's a unique thing. Did you like bring stuff in for that? Like toys and stuff? Oh my goodness.
And all the little kids, they all took them home with them, and like little baby dolls and teddy bears. And like I had one of my bridesmaids, one of my best friends, she just told me her little girl had like left it somewhere, was devastated. They had to go out and find another one. She's like, she is attached to it. And I was like, it was just a baby doll. Like, it's no big deal. But like, that was a detail. Jenny was like, we don't really see that.
No.
Like, well, a lot of people don't bring kids, but I have 1 niece and 2 nephews. My husband has 3 nieces. So I was like, we have to have the kids. Like, it's not like they're our family. They were there. So,
what's another couple too? So
it's fine. Oh, like my best friend traveled in from Florida. I had cousins coming in from Wisconsin and Colorado with kids. I was like, I'm not going to let that stop you from coming. Bring the children.
Yeah.
Bring them.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. Chicken tenders for everybody.
It's so great. So the parents were able to like step away for a moment and enjoy the wedding and just pick up their kids on their way out.
Yes.
Love that. Everyone was happy. It's perfect.
And then they joined us on the dance floor to Baby Shark. It was probably a highlight for them.
All
with their little glasses and their little glow sticks to Baby Shark.
So
it was a highlight of the evening for sure.
Yeah. Did you have a band or a DJ?
We had a DJ.
Okay.
And he was awesome.
And
he was so
Has he ever played Baby Shark before? I bet not. That might have been the first.
Not, but when he gave the shout out to our one niece, just loves it. And you're like, this one's for you, Scarlett. And her eyes lit up and she's looking all around. It was,
oh my God.
It was the cutest thing. It was the cutest thing.
I bet that made for really fun wedding photos too of all the kids on the dance floor. Was your photographer still there?
So many of them actually.
Oh, that's so fun. Not to say that you have to have kids at your wedding. I get that's like an added expense and everything, but like how amazing if you can make that happen.
It is a challenge, but it was definitely worth the planning.
Yeah, for sure. How did you feel on your wedding day in regards to your wedding dress?
When I put it on, I felt like a princess. And that's how I felt finding that dress too. Like you try on so many and you're like, I don't know what's me. And when I put it on and I stepped out in front of the girls and they were like, oh, just that like hand on the heart, like, oh, it's stunning. And I was like, it's me. Like, really? They're like, no, it's beautiful. Like that is you to a T. So I felt like myself, but I literally just felt like a princess. Like, this is it.
It's so good. Where was your gown from again?
Renee Austin Bridal in Grand Rapids.
Yes. Okay, great.
Yes.
Fantastic. It was really beautiful. You had the I kind of like to think of it as like the Princess Diaries style.
That's exactly how I called it.
Yes. Okay.
It was like when everyone's like, what does it look like? I'm like, imagine Princess Mia. End of the movie with like the little like roll down fabric on the top. Yes. It's exactly
very beautiful.
And it had pockets, which was
pockets are a girl's best friend.
Yes.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so fun. Wow. I love listening to women tell stories about their wedding after it's happened. I mean, to feel that you just totally lived out your dream and lived it well is just, it just makes me feel so good.
I still look at my husband now and be like, did that actually happen? Like it almost feels like a dream. Like it truly does. And it's like all the little bits and pieces that go into it and everybody that plays a role in it, you're like, no, that actually happened. There's just something magical about it. And looking back on it, like I will forever remember some of those moments, like and how they felt forever.
Yeah. Yeah, it truly is amazing. I mean, this is like what people talk about when they're like, you don't need that. It's just one day. That's so expensive for just one day. But it's one day that you think about and relive for a whole lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a really special, incredibly unique and special moment of your life. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's super important, but I am so biased.
Not at all.
I love weddings. Weddings all day, every day.
Well, now me too. Work with them and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's fun to help other people make theirs happen too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you are interested in a wedding coordinator, you can always have Rachel at your wedding through Beautiful Day Planning.
Yes, it's a fun time.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
I really want to thank my sister. She was my matron of honor and would not stop until I found the perfect dress for me. There was a point of no return where I felt like I wasn't going to find one. So for her to like, that was her mission and her goal and that support throughout the entire process from her, sis, like, thank you for the constant love and support. And then my mom and dad, of course, I can't thank them enough for everything, their support throughout the years. Even my dad came and visited me the week of my wedding at work with flowers because he knew I was stressed. Like they are just,
You told me that. That's so
they are, mom and dad are the best. So thank them. And of course, Jenny, the entire way, Jenny Wiegand from Beautiful Day Planning is literally a superhero in regular clothing. She is a superhero. Like she does everything and knows everything. And the day would not have gone as smoothly as it did without her help and guidance. And of course, Justin for being a champ along the way in the whole process. Love you, hon.
Making your dreams come true. Check.
Me.
Oh, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. I remember you telling me that story about your dad showing up because you work at a school. So he
Yes.
shows up after he hears you've just had a rough couple days, just a lot going on.
Yep.
And you got called down to the office?
I got called down to the office, but I never get called down to the office. I felt like I was in trouble. And he was there with flowers and I just broke down sobbing. And I walked back to my class and my kids are the sweetest. And they're like, are you okay? Are they happy or sad tears? Are you? And I was like, they're happy. Let's go in. It was the sweetest moment. And
Did someone tell him to do that or did he do that on his own?
No, he did. He's a big softie. And I think that's why like I also gravitated towards my husband like that. Like they look like these big, rough and tough men, but they're really just they're just softies and in the inside and they do love and care. They just show it in little ways like that just make me melt. So
gosh, I can't. I can't.
He's the best.
So you've had your wedding dress cleaned. You've had your mom's dress cleaned. You didn't get those back yet, I assume,
Not
right?
yet.
You're going to get them soon. Sent them off in the preservation kit. So that's fun. But otherwise, what does post-wedding life look like for you now?
Oh, well, our honeymoon, we chose not to do until spring break because we're teachers, so we can't take that much time off. And then we actually had to change all of that as well.
Oh, that's right.
So that's been a process.
Yes.
But it's fine. Everything's all worked out. But no, now we're just enjoying life together and doing all the first. Last year was engaged and now it's married. First Thanksgiving, first Christmas. We sent out our first Christmas cards.
Yay.
And it was
a big step.
What was it? It was having ourselves a married Christmas.
Yes. Did that double as like your thank you card?
No, we have those two to do. That's over. That's Christmas break.
They're coming, guys. They're coming.
Working on it.
It's a big task. I know. It's
I want to make each one heartfelt.
I also. You get split it up though. Make sure he does his side.
He's volunteered.
So okay, good.
So we'll just have to spell check.
Yeah.
Erasable pens.
Yes, erasable pens. There you go. I love that. That's so fun. Brief mention, because I'm sure people are really wondering. The sandals in Jamaica is no good right now. So she had to switch to St. Lucia, right?
She did, yeah.
And through sandals, they were able to do that switch for you.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty much no
problem.
problem.
Sandals has been wonderful. They have kept us updated the whole process since the hurricane hit. and called and talked to many wonderful people, and they were able to switch us zero hassle and just like so polite on the phone.
Oh, that's so
So
great.
and Delta too with our flights and
Oh,
everything. Like I love, so thankful for both of them. Sandals and Delta. You guys rock.
These big corporations. You're doing great. Yeah, that's awesome. I am a huge sandals fan. I think I mentioned to you, but I'm going to mention to our listeners too. I do have a blog post about sandals resorts. So if you're thinking about going to sandals, you can read it. If you already booked your trip, if your trip is coming up next week, I have a lot of tips in there for like when you're booking, how to pack, and when you get there, you should do this first, then this in this order so that everything gets booked out really good. So just check out my blog post and look for that sandals post. So you should check that out.
Now I
might be
will.
helpful. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Oh, fantastic. Okay. All right. Well, anything else?
But I also thank you for all of your
Thank
help
you.
with making the dress the way that it fit.
Worked out good.
It was perfect.
Good.
Every bit of it.
Good. Especially being strapless. It's always a toughie, but you weren't like pulling it up too much all night or
She was
anything.
good all night.
She stayed put. I love it. That's the goal. Very good. I'm so glad. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is fun.
Yay. Great. And we'll talk soon.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you. And last but not least, we're going to talk with bride Natalie. So how did the wedding go? How was that?
Good. Everything was seamless, honestly, which is so nice. Obviously, being in the industry too, like you know all the things that could go wrong, so your brain is like, well, this could happen and that could happen, and then none of those things happened. So really, really
amazing.
good. Yeah,
Wow.
everything was smooth. Even my coordinator was like, that was the smoothest wedding I've ever been a part of. So I was like, thank you. I
This is what we
appreciate it.
do. We
Yes, this
we
is what we
do
worked for.
weddings often. So,
Yes, yeah.
oh gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
for our podcast listeners, this is Natalie Town. She got married on October 11th, 2025, just this past year. Did you change your last name?
I did. Yeah. It's
Okay.
like in the process of like legally being changed. So my last step is going to the DMV. It's like such a journey. It's like go to Social Security and then go to the DMV, but you need this before you go to the DMV. And it's like all these little bouncing around. But that's my last step. And then
Yeah.
it'll be official. So it'll be Heather
Okay.
after that. Yeah. But it's still like weird when people are like, you know, I had to make a doctor's appointment the other day and they were like, oh, what's your name? And I was like, Natalie Hether. Yeah,
Question
they're like,
mark?
okay. Yeah, they're like, are you sure? Yeah, it's so weird. That's like the biggest change is just being like, oh, that's like my new last name. Weird. Like my social security card's different. And then once I have my ID, that'll be like so wild. But I think it's fun. I'm happy to do it. So
That's good.
yeah.
That's awesome. I'm so glad. So, as this is the Dressing Up podcast after all, and it's not all wedding content, I like to touch on fashion a little bit. What
Fun.
is your favorite item in your closet right now?
Oh gosh, actually, probably what I just got in the mail today, which is a black fur coat. I did color analysis this year in like March. My best friend did it, and I was like, you look like a new woman. And she's like, oh my gosh, you have to do color analysis. So I went and got that done. And so then finding out like these are the colors you should be having in your closet that best suit like your skin tone and your hair and your eyes. So stark black is, I guess not everyone can pull off stark black. I didn't know. And I never wore black. And she was like, no, black would look great on you. And so I got a black fur coat and it just came in the mail and I love it. And I just feel so fabulous in it. And it's warm and cozy, but it's like classy and can like go with everything and dress everything up. So probably my
Oh.
black fur coat.
Oh, that is such a
Yeah.
fun one. Where'd you get it
Yeah.
from?
Oh, just Amazon.
Oh, just Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah. My fashion does not go further than really Amazon or like, honestly, that's kind of it, sadly.
Yeah.
But
Whatever
honestly, doing the color analysis was fun because I did like a big shopping trip in the spring. So I need to do a
Aw.
winter one now. And I got a lot of navy, but now this winter I want to get like a lot of red. So I got like a little red bag that I'm excited about.
Where did you get the
So.
color analysis done at?
House of Color. It's kind of like a Mary Kay in a way because there's a bunch of them. They just have like consultants. So I went to a lady in Royal Oak that just
okay.
works through House of Color, and they do like the swatches. And I always assumed I'd be like a fall because I have like dark eyes and dark. I had no idea. I was like, I'm gonna go in there, and she's gonna be like, "Girl, you don't even need me. You know what to do."
Yeah.
And then she was like, "You're so off." I was like in a full brown set. She was like, "Brown is not your color," and I was like. Oh, my whole closet's brown. Okay, cool. But it was fun because she was like, you're like jewel tones, like reds and emerald green and navy blue and
Very
oh my,
rich
and even like
colors.
Tyler, he was like, I want to do it now because I can totally tell. Like your eyes pop, your hair
Oh my
pops, like your
gosh.
skin
Okay,
looks
you're making me want to
healthy.
do this.
No, I literally tell everyone to do it. And my best friend who did it was always like bleach blonde, pinks, and she was like, "No, you're an autumn." So her hair's darker now and she wears browns and she looks like older but not in a bad way. She just looks like so mature and like
Yeah.
put together. And
Yeah.
that's how I feel. Like it just really makes you look like you
Wow.
know how to dress yourself.
So interesting. I love
Yeah.
that. You're really making me
Yeah.
want to do that, especially in my slow winter season. Are there colors they told you to stay away from?
Yeah, really, like everything I had.
Okay.
She was
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
loved like olive green. Like my whole branding for my business is like brown and
Hmm.
creams. So I was like always wearing a lot of brown and creams.
Yeah.
And she's like, it doesn't look horrible on you, but it just washes you out. Like it just,
Okay.
everything's kind of muted on you. And it
Hmm.
is crazy as you do like the color swatches and you look like you can see like your skin tone like looks like drown out, like your eyes look sunken in. Like when she would put those kind of muted tones on me, I just looked like blah. And then when she put those jewel tones, I was like, I never would have thought that, like, because they also figure out if you're warm toned or cool toned. And she's like, oh, you're cool toned. And I was like, never knew because I like tan easily. So I don't know. I was like, oh, I must be
Yeah.
warm because I tan and I have dark
Yeah.
features. Nope, cool. A bright winter is
Interesting.
what I am. So completely
Bright
opposite.
winter.
I thought I
Wow.
was like a dark autumn or something.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's really fun.
Wow.
And I like feel like I try to look at people. I'm like, oh, I feel like you'd probably be like a spring or something. I
Mhm.
don't know. So I highly
Yeah.
recommend it.
Okay.
It's really fun. I changed my makeup, like had my
Oh.
hair darker because I had my hair just like go light brown. And she was like, no, you should like you could pull off like a black almost. And I used to do black
Wow.
in high school and college. And then I just was like, oh, that's too young. Like I should just have brown. I don't know. And she's like, no, the black is like, you should do it. And in my wedding photos, I'm like so glad that I did all that this year because I based my makeup off of it and my hair color off of it. And like a lot of people get like an ivory dress. And she's like, oh no, you can go with like a true white gown. And I did. And so I'm so
Changed your
glad.
whole life.
It really did. I was like, if I'm going to do it and invest in it, it should be wedding year because I
Yeah.
based my like
Hmm.
rehearsal dress on it, my shower dress, my bachelorette party outfits, like everything. And then so I could just like feel my best like all year, you know? And she was like, you should have berry colored blush and like fuchsia lipstick. And like, I would have never chosen that. And then in the pictures, you can just tell like those were the right colors for me. So yeah,
That's awesome.
really fun. Yeah.
As if we need to add on to all the wedding festivities that a woman goes
Right, it's like
through.
you should
Let's
also
add
get your
this
color
one.
analysis wedding
Yes.
year. Yeah, like another thing to check off like your to-do list for your wedding year. But
Yeah.
that is one to feel your best. Like
Yeah.
I really do. I recommend it.
I feel like that's a good one to do too when you have that lull in wedding planning where you have the front end and the back end and then there's like nothing
Yes.
to do in between. Just
Yeah,
do
and
that.
that's what I did it. Yeah, I just did it
Yeah.
early this year when there was nothing else going on, and then told my makeup artist, who was my photographer, also she did my makeup. We switched it because last year she did my makeup for our engagement photos, and I was like, oh, I like browns and golds, and like
Yeah.
then the color analysis lady was like, yeah, that is like does not make your eyes pop, and so now I'm doing like silvers and blacks and like purples, and yeah, it's such a
Mhm.
difference.
That's so good. I'm so
Yeah,
glad.
yeah, really fun.
So, my next question for you is if you could relive one moment on your wedding day, when would that be?
I keep telling this to everyone. Definitely the moment, which seems like so cliche, but walking down the aisle, because even being a wedding photographer and videographer, I see brides walk down the aisle all the time. And so, like, you think that maybe it wouldn't have been so magical for me because I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
I do this every weekend. But it was like in that moment, so we had it at my papa's house and I came around his balcony so everyone could see me come out of the house and then I came down the stairs and it was a very long walk and then looped around to the back of the aisle, but I'm so grateful for it because it does go by so quick. So having that like extra long moment with my dad was so nice.
Mm.
And then as we got to the end of the aisle, when everyone stood, I forgot they were going to stand for me. Like it's just like you're just so in like this
Mhm.
like whirlwind of emotions and as everyone stood, it was like this tunnel came around and like all I could see was just like everybody I've known and loved and my fiance at the end of the aisle and like I keep telling everyone it was like the end of the Titanic when Rose dies, which like sounds morbid, but when she walks through the ship and like everyone she's ever known and loved is looking at her, that is what that felt like. And you can see in my pictures, I'm like looking around and like just not cute, just sobbing. I was like such a crier all day, which is so true to me, but it's like cry face down the aisle. And then like Jack reaches his hand out to Rose, and that was like then he reached his hand out to me and gave my dad a hug, and I heard him tell my dad he loved him, and it just was like I don't know if it's from the pictures or what, but like I can see it like I was in my own body, like I can just see the whole moment, and it really is like as magical as you think it's going to be. So I would like tell brides to like just to make the walk as long as possible. Like even though it might feel nerve-wracking, like everybody's looking at you, like I love to be the center of attention, but even that, it's a different kind of attention. And so just try to like take it slow and take it all in because it really is like as magical as you think it would be. So I would do
That's
that
so
over and
good.
over again.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah.
That is a really big moment. There's a lot of anticipation that leads up to that. So I'm so glad that you're able to
Yeah.
soak it all in.
Yeah.
What has been the most challenging aspect of wedding planning?
And I think any like modern bride would say this, it's just comparison. And again, even being in the industry, like I had such a vision and like intention on every choice that we made, and I would not change any of my choices. But remembering that like your TikTok knows, your Instagram knows, like your algorithm knows you're a bride, because it wasn't happening to my fiance. It was just me. Like my whole social media feed was wedding stuff. And then you're like, well, should we do that? Well, should I do this? Well, and then it's over. Well, should I have done that? Should I have done this? Like, and I keep telling him, like, if I could go back in time, I would not change a thing. But you are bombarded with wedding content when you're a bride, and it's overwhelming. So I can't even imagine brides who aren't in the industry and don't have kind of a different vision of like, that like doing the most becomes overwhelming and stressful because I've seen it happen. Whereas when you're not doing this all the time as a bride, you think you have to do the most and you have to do every single event and activity leading up, but then also on the day. And then all of a sudden your timeline is like so smushed with like too much stuff and you're overwhelmed. But like people who don't do this all the time don't know that. So you're seeing on social media, well, I should do this and I should do that. And I should do this. Like try really hard to like either adjust your algorithm and like not feed into wedding content and don't like stuff, don't comment because it'll just keep coming and just trust that like in your vision and your intention and that it'll be the day that you wanted and just remember that like everybody compares but then as time goes on like you'll be grateful that you like stuck to your heart and what you both wanted rather than getting like swept up into it. I just like want to tell my future brides too like hey those are normal feelings, it's okay, but just try to follow your heart and like what you want, but you're going to have those like comparisons of like even a whole other like oh should we have gotten married here instead of here or there instead of there, or should we have had this instead of that, like completely opposite of what you wanted just because you're being like overstimulated with content. I think that's just the hardest thing for brides in this day and age
It's
regardless.
a very self-aware perspective
I
that
try.
yes, the comparison aspect is so, oh, it's so difficult. Planning a wedding 20 years ago had its challenges, like before everyone really started doing a lot of emails and having websites with all the information on it and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's pros and cons, but I mean, one of the things 20 years ago, you didn't see all of these weddings that were happening across the country. It is
Yeah.
very, very overwhelming. I can definitely see that. And I think that there's also this element that I see with a lot of the brides I work with where you feel like you're putting so much effort into this day, your friends and family are putting so much effort in, the money aspect. So you're like, well, if I'm going to do all this, then I should do all these other things too. But
Yes.
just giving
Yeah.
yourself permission to just say, you don't have to do it all. It's okay
Yes.
if you don't do everything exactly perfectly because the stress of such a big event and the money that you're spending on it can be so crippling at times. And I think we just need to
Yeah.
give ourselves permission to just,
Yeah.
it's okay.
To,
It's
yeah, to
totally
just
okay.
say no, or to like if this is
Hmm.
causing you like stress and overwhelm, to get rid of it. Even if you planned on doing it, like perfect example,
Yeah.
we were gonna have actually like lit candles, but we were like fortunately in a dry spell, so we didn't have rain, but like it had been so dry in the month of October and it was outside at my papa's, and then my brain was like, what if a candle falls over, lights the table on fire? Like, you just like get this crazy idea. And I was like, then you're just gonna do fake candles. Who cares? It's okay. So I changed my mind like the week before because it's just not worth it to feel like stressed and overwhelmed. If it's just going to cause you worry on the day, then just be like, we don't need to do it. It doesn't need
Yeah.
to happen anymore. Because, and then
Right.
I also noticed like the 10 days before, suddenly you're like, I don't even want to look at my like credit card from those days. And I've seen other brides post about it that all of a sudden you're like, I need this and this and this and this. And like, and you don't. And I remember my mom like said to me, I was like, well, I wanted to do, because I was going to like print all these photos from my past couples and make a photo album, but I decided that like 2 weeks before. And my mom was like, how many people are really going to look at it? If it's just going to cause you stress, do it for you. If you're not doing it for you, don't do it for anybody else. That's what you have to remember. If you want that and that will bring you joy on the day and you'll notice and remember, then do it. But if it's not going to, everybody's just there to have fun and eat good food and celebrate you. Like they're not going to notice if you didn't do this, that, or the other. Like they're not going to pay attention as much as you might think they will. So if you're not doing it for yourself, you don't have to do it.
So
And that like
true.
really brought me a lot of peace on the day of like, okay, I don't need to do these like 75 other ideas that I just had, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I think
Yeah.
a good example, I'm thinking back to my own wedding, got back from our week-long honeymoon, came home, like started unpacking all the wedding stuff. And I'm like, oh my goodness, why do I still have these candles? A whole box of candles, little tiny tea lights, electric ones, because my family's a little anti-fire at weddings because we were at a wedding once where there was an issue. So battery
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
operated little
Yeah.
tea candles. And I had never even noticed that someone didn't put them out. There's
Yeah.
supposed to be three at each table. I didn't even notice that they weren't out. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, the fact that I didn't notice it, and I spent so much time on them, turning them light blue by putting a little piece of light blue paper around them and taping them
Oh
and
my
all
goodness.
this. And I'm
Yeah.
like, the fact that I didn't even notice that they were missing, it
Right.
says a lot. So
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
I feel, and that's so true because I was like so focused on like my guest book table and it ended up looking beautiful, but like I looked at it for maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then there were a couple of people that are like, I didn't even see your guest book. And I was so worried about that table being so perfect. And so many
Mm-hmm.
people skip the guest book on your wedding day.
Yes.
So yeah, it was that perfect reminder of like, don't do it for anybody else, do it for yourself. But yeah, it just totally proves like once the day's happening, I didn't stand there and look that long at what my tablescapes ended up looking like. And I was so stressed about them. And then it was like, it didn't even matter, you know? In the
It's
pictures, it
so
looks
wild.
beautiful, and that's fine.
It's so hard. Planning weddings is just so hard.
Yeah.
It's just so
And it
hard. And
just
there's
keeps
so many
getting crazier
opinions
and
being thrown
crazier.
at you, let alone the
Yeah.
social media comparisons, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there is
it's a
such
lot.
like truth if you got married like, what was even 20 years ago, 2005 then?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, like and then I think back to like my parents in the 80s, like my mom had streamers at her wedding, and I look back at those pictures and I love them. Like you
Yeah.
don't need to do the most. Like you just have to be present in your day and enjoy it because in 20 years from now, like you might think it's timeless, but it's not. Nothing's ever timeless. So don't overthink it. Just have fun and enjoy it because you'll look back at your pictures and be like, oh, that looks like 2005. And I love that for me. Like I don't want it to be timeless. I want it to look like the time I was in.
Yeah.
And don't worry about, I don't know, making it like overly elegant or overly this or overly that. Just like let it be what it is
Hmm.
because in 20 years, like you probably remember the most like your emotional moments and like the fun that you had, you
Right. You
know?
want to look back at your photos and think of how incredible you felt in that moment. No one's going to care how timeless your wedding photos are in 20
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to care except for yourself, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. Your
So
kids will
true.
love if they like look a little like corny and like
Yeah.
tacky. Like I love that she had streamers. That's so funny to me. I'm like, it's so 1989 at the VFW. Like it's perfect. I think it's
I
great.
love that. Oh, that's so fun. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about your dress. So
Yeah.
you got it at Magnolia Lane,
Hmm.
and your gown had this beautiful slit in it that we added lace to, which was really
Yeah.
fun. Did you find that or did I find that on Etsy?
I found it on Etsy. Yes,
You
but you
found
told
it
me
on
to look on
Etsy.
Etsy. I didn't know
Okay,
where to
perfect.
look. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Etsy is great for that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
that was really unique. That was kind of fun. And I know I've posted on my Instagram before, but I'll post it again because I think it was a really cool idea that I think other people will like as well. But I also want to talk about your veil because there's something
Yeah.
special about your veil.
Yes, there is something special about my veil. So my veil was my mom's blusher from her wedding day. Actually, I have her whole veil over to my left in my
Oh,
spare bedroom. So she had like a very classic 80s with like I don't even know what it was, like the like hat piece. And then it had the
yeah.
like feather, not even like feathered, but like poofiness like right here, like antlers. And then it had the
Love
big
that.
long veil. It was almost like cathedral. Hers was quite long. And then it had a blusher that was velcroed to the back of the little hat part that could flip over. I knew I wanted to use her veil in some way, shape, or form, but I didn't know how. And then when we realized that the blusher was just velcroed, we peeled it off. When we came to you, we were like, we just want to add like the comb and like fix up because it had like the flower trim that was like smushed and not cute anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I knew I wanted like a shorter veil. I wanted it to be a little bit different. And again, like going back to like doing this all the time, brides are always like getting annoyed at their veil because they're so long and they're stepping on it or
Mm-hmm.
it's in the way and it's like too big or it's too heavy. And I was like, I want something like sentimental, but short and simple and easy to like wear as long as I can. And I loved it. Like it adds like such a layer of like drama to the look. And my photographer was so good at styling it. And it just like, I'm so glad that we went with that. It doesn't look like it's from 1989. Like I had to tell people, like it looks great.
Yeah, so
And
great.
I'm so excited to like maybe pass that down to like my kids someday. And like it'll just keep getting smaller and smaller. They'll just keep cutting stuff off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really fun addition to like the whole look to know that it was like very sentimental.
That's
And
what
I
it's
read
all about.
something of like wearing something of like a parent or a grandparent on your wedding day is like honoring their love story as you start your own. And it's like such a cool, like full circle moment. So yeah, yeah, we love that. And then, yeah, we did the lace and the slit and then on the top lining. And it just added like so much.
Oh, yes, that's right.
It was such a simple dress, which I loved, but I was like, it needs something that makes it mine because other people might have this dress. And I've never seen it, like anyone that I've worked with, but I was like, I want something that makes it only mine and different. And everybody loved the lace, like, loved the slit. It just like added just like that little extra like classiness, but also so much of my wedding was very like nostalgic. Like I had a lot of vintage pieces and like a lot of things honoring like loved ones and past marriages. So adding the lace to the dress like gave it even more that little bit of like a vintage flair. So yeah, I loved it, even though it wasn't vintage lace because we were maybe going to use like my grandma's like we had talked about, but it just would have, I think, like crumbled and because I ended up wrapping my grandma's lace around my bouquet and it just like so thin and I don't think it would have done well.
Yeah.
So the lace that I used was like, it just looked so good. I loved it so much.
And you know what's kind of nice too is if potentially you have a daughter or granddaughter or someone that wanted to take some of that lace off of your dress. And
Yeah,
then
like now
repurpose it.
that's my lace.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I try to keep remembering that too. Like we ended up buying our own cake knife and like spatula because I was like, we have so much stuff from other people. We don't have anything that's ours. Like what are we going to give to our kids? Even though like to me, I'm like, oh, this isn't as special because it's new. But like then our kids will have something that was just ours. So that's like such a good point.
I heard a fun tradition once about the cake knives is that if and when you have kids, to use those cake knives at each of their birthdays.
That's
Kind
cute.
of fun.
I like that.
It's like
Yeah.
a tradition, and then they can
Yeah,
use
it's
it
actually like
anyway.
utilize it and
Yeah.
not
instead
just
of
put it in
storing
a
it
drawer for
for
20 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cute.
Overall, we would not have been able to pull it off without my parents. Like, we are very blessed that they were able to like support us financially in so many ways, which is just not everybody can do that anymore. And we appreciate that so much. And they were just very like, all of our parents really like so hands off in the way of like, it's your day and we support you and the decisions you want to make. Like, I hear these horror stories all the time of like, oh, my mom didn't want me to do this or our dad made us do that. And like, our family just weren't like that. It just was like, it's your day, it's whatever you want. And like, that's what we had. So you don't know how lucky you are until you hear other stories. So just like such a big thank you to like all of them for just letting us have the wedding that we dreamt of. And because it was a backyard wedding and at my papa's house, I mean, he is just like such a go-getter. Like he was like doing the yard work like a year ago. And I was like, you don't have to do all that, Papa. And like, I think it brought him so much joy, but it truly looked so beautiful. Like he worked so hard to make his property look beautiful. And like the amount of mums that they bought, like it became a joke. Like every time we'd come over, there was a new mum because mums aren't cheap. Really, we don't need another mum. But then in the pictures, we were like, wait, the mums look great. And that whole week, his like family and my family, we were all there setting up together. And like that was like, you have to look at your wedding experiences more than just the day because it does go by so quickly and it's hard to let it go to realize like, oh, it was like a week-long process. Like when the tent came and the chairs and the tables and like everybody coming together. And I took film photos throughout that week of like the setup process and like having my aunts there and his mom and my parents and my brother. And like it was really cool to like see everybody come together in that way. And then on cleanup day too, like my younger cousin was like, this is so cool because we're all family now, like, and we're all here helping each other. So really just, we just had such a great support system through it all. And our friends too, just like there to have a good time. And our dance floor was just like through the roof and so fun. Like everybody just showed up and brought like the best energy and all the speeches were so emotional. And I have to make like a big long post because I want to thank everybody, but just our friends and family through the whole process. Like they were just so fun and so supportive and brought the best attitudes throughout the entire thing. And then all of my vendors obviously were amazing. My photographer was Rachel Noel Photo. Our videographer, her name was Madison, films by Madison. And our coordinator was Nifty Nikki out of Austin. And like so many people are like, oh, do I even need a coordinator? You need a coordinator. Having that like peacefulness of somebody to like help make your day what you want it to be. You don't even have to think twice. Like it's just so nice. Our DJ was so fun from Rush Entertainment. But yeah, anyone who's listening to this, you'll have to look at my Instagram because I'm going to shout out everybody. And then obviously Sarah to make my dream dress come to life. And I just love an experience and working with you is an experience. Like coming to your studio and you just feel like so glamorous and like such a bride and like my mom loved it and every time we came in you could have a little treat and a Diet Coke or a coffee and like we love an experience. And so and you actually worked with my friend who I just found out, Veronica Gabriel, who's now Veronica Myers. You did her dress. And so it's so cool to like I love to just keep spreading the love of all the vendors and yeah, I think that was a long thank you, but we were so blessed with great vendors and great friends and family. Like I wouldn't change any of the people that we had. So
I feel
very
like that's
lucky.
always such a true testament to the couple, and especially you, Natalie, just with your kindness and the love that you spread. It's no wonder that your family and friends showed up for you in the best way. I feel like your wedding was probably one of those that I worked before where you can just tell that this couple is just so well loved. Like
Yeah.
when the people around them are just so happy and so excited and just ready to be there for them no matter what. That's what it's all about. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we felt truly, like I said, either my pictures I'm laughing or I'm sobbing. It's like just
Yeah.
really, you're just so reminded on your wedding day, like how blessed you really are and like
Yeah.
how many people do love you. And we've been together for so long. So it's just like everybody was rooting for us both. And my wedding blues came in hard. I'm like, I
Mhm.
just want to do it again. That's like something I would tell my future clients too. Like those feelings are so normal. It's okay. And they'll pass. But it's just like they always say, good things, like it's hard to say goodbye and like move on from. Like as the year comes to an end, I'm like, my bridal era is really over. It's like hard to move on
Newlywed
from
era
it.
is nice too, though, because you're going to get your
Yeah.
wedding photos back and
Yeah.
like all these other things that
Right.
come along with it. Your first Christmas together, married, and
Yeah, it is. And
all that
we
fun
get to
stuff.
go on our honeymoon in the spring. So we decided to wait so
Oh,
that we could like
good.
just
Yeah.
spread. Like, I'm like, it's not going to end till next year.
Yeah.
I'm just going to
Right.
keep it
It's
going.
not
And then your
over.
first anniversary, like, is so fun to look forward to of like,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're already at, like, and it's going to come so quick. It
And
all
maybe
just
you'll
like
do
goes by
like
so
a
fast.
photo book at some point too, so you get to look forward
Yes.
to that. But anyway, yes, like you said, this studio, I love that you said it's like an experience coming here because that was truly like what I was trying to
Yeah.
envision and capture when I built the studio. So I'm so happy about that. And it was so fun seeing you and your mom for the fittings. I want to tell our listeners something unique about Natalie is you brought like all these gadgets with you of like a little old-fashioned like camcorder or something.
Hmm.
Whatever you did, it was really fun
Yeah.
that you took a bunch of photos and videos just to capture the moments of the fittings, which is really cute.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I like recorded everything on camcorder or like with film photos and I would tell that to everybody again, like your wedding day is not just the day. Like it is everything leading up. So like enjoy every experience because when the day does come, it does go by so quick. So like don't just like rush it of like, I just want to get to the day and
Yeah.
then it's over.
Yeah.
Enjoy every, not just your shower, not just your bachelorette party. Like your fittings are a part of it. Like
Hmm.
your cake tasting is a part of it. Like you're
Hmm.
never going to do that stuff again. So enjoy all of it and like find the best people for them that are going to give you that like real one-on-one experience where you're like, they care so much. They're not just there for like turnover. They're like, I love what I do. I love my
Hmm.
job. I'm so passionate about it. Like, and that's how my photo and video team were. Like, they love what they do. And I love what I do. So like I knew I was looking for vendors who weren't just trying to like make money,
Yeah.
Because it is, the industry
100%.
is like it's so expensive. So find people obviously that you can invest in, but you're investing in the experience
Yep.
because they love what they do and they care about you. And that makes like all the difference to be in good hands.
This is a great transition. Can you tell our listeners what you do and maybe spell out your Instagram handle and your website?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a wedding photographer and videographer, mostly video, but do a little bit of photo. And my name is Photography with Natalie, but that might change soon. I'm doing
Okay.
a rebrand. I feel
Oh,
like
great.
becoming a bride, like my perspective hasn't really changed, but it's become even more like niche down of like what really matters most on the day. So I plan to do like a little rebrand refresh in the spring. And I think my name will change to Film with Natalie because I think I'll dive more into video. But for now, it's Photography with Natalie. And my website is Coffee with Natalie. So just CoffeeWithnatalie. I'm like, okay, yeah, .com. The domain will always stay the same because I wanted it to be kind of vague because on there is also talks about like mentorships that I do and I do boudoir and I do family photos and I do senior like so much. So I just like didn't want to niche down the website name too much. But
Yeah.
when it comes to like my business, it's Photography with Natalie for now.
Yeah.
And but keep an eye out. Might be Films with Natalie come June. We will see. But yeah, so I do mostly video, like I said, and like Sarah mentioned, I'm very big on the camcorder thing and that home movie feeling because when you look back at your video, I was inspired by my parents from 1989 and it was all on camcorder. And it's so perfectly imperfect and messy, but like real. And I get to hear like my parents' voices at 21 and like my grandma and my papa dancing, and my grandma has since passed, my dad's parents dancing who have both passed, my uncle and my aunt and my uncle has passed. Like video is so important in that way. And so many people are like, oh, I don't know if we need video. Like, I think photo and video are both so important and valuable in your day because it's really all you have at the end of it. And a video that like has people's voices in it and their mannerisms, like you might think in the moment, like, oh, maybe I want something like more cinematic and dramatic. And that's fine if you want that too. But in 20 years, being able to go back and hear your mom's voice, like, I don't think anything compares to it. So I really try to like do that and focus on like the realness and the authenticity of your day through video. And then your photos can be perfect and beautiful and gorgeous. And I think I love having a little bit of a messy video that just feels like, oh, we really stepped back into our day. And it feels exactly like it felt. And again, now being a bride and having it pass, knowing that I'll have that with my videographer because she approaches her work in the same way, brings me such peace of like, I literally will have everything the way that it was on video. And I don't have to like engrave it into my brain because I'll have it there for us and for our parents, for our kids someday. So
that's so amazing. I couldn't agree more. I so wish I had more content in general from my parents' wedding.
Yeah. And yeah, there's this like, it's very brief, like it's an hour-long Catholic ceremony, but I'm glad that I have it, you know. It is so nice. And it proves too, like when it comes to photos, like the photos I love from my parents' wedding day are like the real ones, like cutting their cake, getting into their limo, like more than the pose ones. And that's why I picked Rachel, because she's so great at just like documenting it as it is and allowing you to be present in your day. And you'll never regret being present. Like I think you'll regret more like, oh, my day felt like a photo shoot, and that's not what you want. So like really research your vendors and know like your intentions for the day, people who will allow you to have what you're envisioning, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Executing what you always dreamed of.
Yeah.
It's really important. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Natalie, for being on the podcast today and also trusting me with your dress for alterations. I am so honored that I got to work with you. Is there anything else you would like to tell our listeners?
I think I've said I'm a over talker, so I think I've shared absolutely everything. But if you aren't sure where you want to go for your alterations, absolutely go to Sarah so you can have the full experience and trust that she will be able to do, well, I don't want to say whatever they want in the whole wide world, but I feel like you could.
Spoken like a true wedding vendor.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And you're like, I could do absolutely anything. And then you're like, oh, maybe not that. But yes, anything that you're dreaming of, taking anything that was special. I think that's the biggest thing. Taking anything that was special to you from a grandma or a mom or a sister or whoever and implementing that into your day, however you imagine, whether it's through your veil or your dress or your shoes or I just think that's so special, and all your little add-ons of like your ornaments, and it's just, again, just adding to the experience. So if you're not sure where you want to go yet or what you want to do, or you're not even engaged yet, like just know that's where you have to go to make your dream dress come to life.
First vendor chosen alteration.
Yes, exactly. Like I know, I don't even have my dress yet, but I know who's going to make it perfect.
I would be happy to, but
yeah,
thank you so much, Natalie. When you end up like posting more content from your wedding, tag me. I want to see more.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we just got the full gallery back. So.
Oh, fantastic. Can you spell out your Instagram handle for us?
PHOTOGRAPHY photography, WITH with Natalie, NATALIE. Yes.
Wonderful.
Spelling photography out loud is harder than you'd think.
I hear you.
Don't miss one. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Natalie, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks. Have a happy holiday.
Thank you too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode has allowed you to approach the world with greater confidence in your own personal style. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out through email or the inquiry form on the website. I hope you are all ready to go and get dressed up. I look forward to sharing more dressing up tips with you in future episodes. Thanks so much.